You have heard of America's Watergate scandal. You may have also heard of India's Colgate. Tonight, we have the story of Rolex Gate, a scandal involving luxury Rolex watches. Meet Dina Boluarte. Some of you may be able to recognize her. Boluarte is the president of Peru. She also happens to be the country's first female president. Boluarte is currently being probed for corruption. The question being asked is, how did she get the money for all her watches and jewellery? Boluarte has been photographed wearing jewellery worth over $500,000. Her monthly salary as president, by the way, is around $3,300. How did she afford the watches and the jewellery? Was she born with a silver spoon? Boluarte was born in a modest family in rural Peru. She was the youngest of 14 children. Boluarte graduated as a lawyer. In 2004, she co-authored a book. 55% of this book's text was found to be plagiarized. Boluarte was investigated. In 2018, she ran for mayor of Lima district. The campaign was unsuccessful. In 2021, Boluarte was part of the presidential ticket of Pedro Castillo. The duo won. Boluarte became the vice president. She was also appointed the Minister of Development and Social Inclusion. She resigned from that position in 2022 but remained vice president. In 2022, Castillo was impeached, remember, for trying to dissolve the Congress during an impeachment proceeding against him. Boluarte succeeded him. She took office as Peru's president in December 2022. And ever since, she has been spotted wearing head-turning pieces of jewelry and watches. In mid-March, in fact, a Peruvian news outlet named La Encerrona began reviewing thousands of photographs of the president. This outlet concluded that Boluarte owned at least 14 luxury watches, including one that is priced at over $14,000. The outlet also pointed at a Cartier bracelet that's priced at over $54,000. We are talking about 45 plus lakh rupees. Neither of these pieces were listed in Boluarte's asset declaration, by the way. So when Boluarte started flashing Rolex watches, people could not help but raise eyebrows and ask questions. Where did she get this kind of money from? The president claims all that she owns is the result of her hard work. I'm quoting, "I came to the presidential palace with my hands clean." That is what she claims. Adding, I'm quoting further, "I will leave with my hands clean as I have promised the Peruvian people," quote unquote. The people, you see, are not convinced. The government controller has announced that it will be reviewing Boluarte's asset declarations. An inquiry has started. And as part of the preliminary probe, Peru's police went to Boluarte's home in search for watches last week. Armed police also raided the government palace. The door of the president's house was broken down. This after calls made by the officials to open up the door reportedly went unanswered. Never in Peru's history has something like this happened before. You know, the police forcibly entering or raiding the home of a serving president. Boluarte's party and her political allies have called the raid excessive. The government described the raid as, quote unquote, disproportionate and unconstitutional. Boluarte herself gave a televised address following the raid, calling it arbitrary, disproportionate and abusive. But to the common people of Peru, corruption cases like these are now a new normal. The country has seen leader after leader being removed from office over corruption scandals. Just last month, Peru's Prime Minister, Alberto Otarola, stepped down in the face of corruption accusations. An audio clip allegedly featuring the leader showed how he was using his position to help his love interests get government contracts. He said he is resigning to, quote unquote, give peace of mind to the president and recompose the cabinet. It is anything but peace that President Boluarte is staring at now. To start with Otarola gone, the president has one less ally. 2, there is an inquiry on her. 3, Otorola's replacement, Gustavo Adrian Zen, needs to win an investiture vote in the parliament this week. Will Boluarte's party be able to beat the clock, or should I say watch? If he fails to win the vote, the entire cabinet will be forced to resign. The vote will be taking place amidst the Rolex gate. It's not the best of time for Boluarte. Her allies have ruled out questions of the president's resignation, but on Monday, 6 out of 19 ministers were replaced. Add to this the fact that the president is not at all popular. Even before the Rolex gate, in fact, her popularity ratings were around 9%. Looks like with the Rolex gate, Boluarte's government could be on borrowed time. WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the updates on the move.